If you're selling anything in 2023, whether it's a product or a service, you likely have an elevator pitch. And I'm here to tell you, if you're doing that same old format of the elevator pitch where it's like, hey, my name is, and this is my company, and here are my benefits, and this is who we help. That's a line I hear all the time. You're probably losing more deals than you are winning more deals. And I'm 100% certain you're not getting nearly as many referrals as you should from that pitch. The reason for this is that you're only talking about yourself. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out, that people, like to hear more about themselves than they do you. But how do we do it? Like, how is it possible to reframe your elevator pitch to just simply talk about somebody else and not really talk about you at all? The way that I do this is with a sales statement. Now, I spent a lot of my career doing an elevator pitch and going to networking events and introducing myself and all these different things. And what I found over time is that when I took my mission statement from a company and then paired it with the elevator pitch, I created this sales statement. It was this thing in the middle. And I'm going to teach you how to do that today. So there's two different ways you can do it. One's for a product-based business and one's for a service-based business. The templates are below. I'm going to go through the product-based one because I feel like that's the most powerful. You can pick and choose whichever one you want to do. They can play pretty much intermittently between the two. So they both start out the same way, which is a good thing. Persona, action, your company. So what do I mean by that? The persona is somebody that you're selling to. And I want to challenge you to get a little bit unique here. You don't just want to say people. You don't just want to say small businesses. Get a little bit more unique. Here's an example. So I work with a company now called Berlinzo. They have an ice making machine. It's super artisan and unique, but they have a really cool value proposition. So I'm going to use them as their pitch, as the pitch here. And they sell to foodies, let's say. So my persona in this scenario is going to be foodies. I didn't say people, I didn't say families, I didn't say homeowners, foodies. It elicits a specific reaction. If you get somebody who is a foodie, they're probably going to go, oh yeah, I'm a foodie. Or they're going to go, oh, well, I know my friend, Bob, he's a foodie. He'd probably love this. What is this again? That's what I'm trying to do to get the referrals going. So in the moment where they may not know you specifically and they may not be a match, they may know somebody who is. So persona, action, your company. The action is simply like, what do they do with you? Do they hire you? Do they subscribe? Do they download your app? Do they visit your website? Do they interview? Like whatever it is, that action is what you're going to do next. And then your company name. That one's the easiest part. So persona, action, your company. Foodies buy from Berlinzo. There we go. The next part is talking about their situation. Now this is a buying situation. This is something where it's a want, a need, a pain, a problem. It's something that comes up to kind of trigger in their mind, they need to talk to you. Or they need to at least like visit your website or get a quote or whatever it is. So how do we frame this for Berlinzo? So their key proponent is that once they have this ice machine, they're able to create clear ice. And it's different from regular ice. Regular ice is this like cloudy white particles inside of it that you get from your freezer normally. And this clear ice that they make is literally like you can see through it. The concept is that all the particles from this ice freeze in the middle. So it's actually kind of dirty. A lot of people don't know that, myself included. So what I'm going to do here is start to talk about that foodie and say they have this situation where they start to realize that their regular ice is actually unhealthy. It's actually not healthy for you. It's dirty, it's tainted, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to use that as kind of my situation. So I'm going to say foodies buy from Berlinzo when they realize that their current regular ice is actually not good for them. It's unhealthy. So I'm going to stop there. So that's my situation that I'm going to manufacture basically to tell them that they need my product. You're going to know what that is for you. It could very well be somebody's looking for a new car, or they're trying to buy a new home, or they're looking to get landscaping done, or their yard is overgrown and they need to hire somebody. Whatever the case may be, you're going to know this buying situation pretty well. And if you don't, you can always ask a current customer, hey, so like what made you want to reach out to us? Like what was that day like when you first reached out to us to ask for a quote? Like what made you do that? That's something that could lead to a buying situation there. The next part of this, and this is the end actually, it's like the next sentence. They, future outcome, because of your main differentiator. So when we talk about the future outcome, we want to again be really specific here. We want to really highlight something cool, get them to start thinking about the future and like what this cool achievement is. So in this scenario for the ice machine, they get ice that they can see through that impresses their guests. Honestly, this can be anything. I want you to try things out here. I want you to like really talk to people. Another question that you can ask a customer is, hey, you bought from us a year ago. What's changed since then? That's going to be your future outcome. That's going to be some sort of something that you can cling to say like, oh, let's ask a couple more people. Let's see if it's the same. And now we can start to build on what that future outcome is. Another great thing to do is skim through testimonials, or you can just start to say what you want people to achieve and make that come true. Whatever this is, you want to really start to identify that. So they, future outcome, so they get clear ice that they can see through that impresses their guests at dinner parties, you can even say. And then last piece is because of your main differentiator. This one's easy. They've got a patented system. So I would just say because of their small patented system that fits right inside of your freezer at home. And that's the pitch. When I do that at a networking event, it drives home the concept of what I'm actually going to bring. So let's do the whole thing together. Foodies buy from Berlinzo when they realize that the regular ice from their freezer is cloudy and it's actually unhealthy. They get clear ice that they can see directly through that impresses their guests because of this patented technology that fits right inside of your freezer at home. That's it. That's your sales statement. So as you start to deliver this over and over and over again, you can actually use it not only for meeting new people, but when there's a little bit of this like uncertainty during a sales meeting, like sometimes somebody will come up with an objection that says, you're like, oh, our feature does blank. And they go, oh, okay. Well, I'm not sure, does it do this? Does it do that? Like, what about this? And you go, no, you're not alone in wanting that. Foodies buy from us all the time. When they realize that they've got this cloudy, blah, 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 blah. So like you want to start to cling to this concept constantly, and you're going to realize that there's these points where you can start to bring this up, and it really does move the needle as far as getting people more engaged and getting them further along in the buying process. This is another really good thing to use for your headline in your website. Now, I want to share one more example with you of the service-based business, just so I can tell you a little bit more. And we're going to use a company you're really familiar with, Airbnb. So with Airbnb, here's the service. The service pitch is a one-liner. This is one sentence. So people who love exploring, book with Airbnb, right? So you got the persona, the action, your company, to live like a local, future outcome. Like they want to live like a local on their trip, without the bad alternative. And the bad alternative for them is sterile, personality-less hotel chains. You don't want to stay at the Sheraton, you want to do Airbnb. So now we're really framing out the service. So an example like this could be for a barber. Let's do that as a service. Style-forward men. Book with Andrew's Barbershop to get the haircut that they see in GQ without having to wait weeks for an appointment or spend $150. Interested? That's the power of the sales statement. When you get it right and it really clicks, you're going to see people start to go like this. They're going to start to refer you. They're going to move a little bit forward. They're going to ask questions. They're going to get engaged. Oh, what's your website again? Oh, that's cool. Do you have any pictures? Try it out. Let me know how it goes. Any questions, feel free to email me. Sometimes these things do require a little bit of work and a little bit of asking your customers. I'm happy to help you. I got 7 questions you can ask your customers to help fill in these blanks a lot easier. Let me know how it goes.